I love laser engraving. It's my latest obsession, and I find myself wanting to laser cut and engrave everything. From tumblers to ornaments to cutting boards, I want to make it all. There's a lot of laser engravers on the market, so it's hard to know which one is right for you when you're just starting out. I've had my eyes on another machine, the xTool M1, for quite some time. This laser machine is unlike any other machine on the market. It's the world's first hybrid 2-in-1 laser engraving and blade cutting machine. So basically, if a Cricut had a baby with a glow forge, this is what you get. Our friends over at xTool sent me this machine with the rotary attachment in exchange for an honest review of their product. It was honestly like a dream come true because I wanted this exact machine for so long. In today's video, I'll be unboxing the xTool M1 and showing you how to set it up. I'll go over some of the different features it has and pricing info. I'll discuss the pros and cons and help you decide if this machine is right for you. By the way, if you're new to my channel, my name is Kerri. I share all kinds of DIY and laser engraving projects. I also have tons of videos talking about how you can make money working from home with these machines. If you want to see more content like that, make sure you've subscribed and turned on your notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. I upload new videos every week. I'd also love it if you hit that like button because it really helps my small business grow here on YouTube. Now let's open up the box and see what's inside. It's not too heavy, I can lift it myself. Mats are bigger than I thought they would be. The 12 by 15. Cricuts are usually 12 by 12 or 12 by 24. So this is the blade housing and the replacement blades. It came with 5 of them. They're 45-degree angle blades. It's basically the same as the fine point blade used in the Cricut. They look exactly the same. So you pop off the covering. This is your blade right here. So be very careful. It's super sharp. And then you just drop it into this hole. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
These blades are a little bit different from the Cricut ones in the sense that you have to do some adjusting to the blade before you put it into your machine. So when I put this blade into the housing, you can see that it sticks up pretty high. The angle on the blade should be flush with the top of the housing. So what you have to do to lower this blade is to hold the top piece right here and then twist the bottom down here. So I'm turning it to my left and that's bringing the blade lower. I want the blade to come down so that the angle is right at the top of the housing. So probably right about there. There's a magnet underneath this laser head, so this just goes right under and magnets into place. The best thing about this machine is that it's really beginner friendly and easy to use. It was light enough where I could pick it up myself. Setup was super easy and only took about 5 minutes. All I had to do was connect the exhaust hose to the back of the machine. Then pop the cutting blade into the housing, which took seconds. I didn't have to mess around with any screwdrivers, Allen wrenches, or any annoying stuff like that. Now I'm going to show you how to install the exhaust hose. So take this piece and line it up with these 4 holes on the back. Then take the 4 screws and just screw it on. You don't even need a screwdriver with this type of screw, you just screw it. Take your clamp and pinch it together. It's a tight squeeze, so it's a little bit difficult to get on. You might have to twist it and use some elbow grease. So now this gets vented out the window. This machine has a lot of cool features that really sets it apart from all of the other laser engravers on the market. Since it has both the blade and laser in one, it can engrave and cut over 300 materials. It can cut and engrave materials like vinyl, metal, leather, wood, paper, PVC, fabric, felt, ceramics, and so much more. It has a smart camera that detects the thickness of your material, and it allows you to drag and drop your designs right onto your blank. All you have to do is open up the lid, place your blank inside, and drag your design over the picture that comes up on your screen. This makes it so that you don't need to measure your projects before laser cutting or engraving them. Just make sure it looks good on the screen and push start. I was really excited to start crafting with this machine, so I didn't waste any time putting it to the test. Next, I'm going to show you how to make a fun laser Easter project. We're going to be making an Easter egg holder by laser cutting the wood and then really making it pop by adding tons of color and sparkle with Techwrap vinyl. First, you want to have your bed set up with the triangular prisms. We're going to take a sheet of 3mm basswood and we're going to place it in the machine. This is a file that we're going to use. You can find a link to it in my video description. If you have their all access subscription, all you have to do is click on the big green download button. If you don't, you can sign up for a free 1-month trial through the link in my video description. Creative Fabrica is my one-stop shop for all of my fonts and designs. Open it up and there's a folder inside called Bundle. Open that and then open the SVG folder. So I want to do the chicken, so let's find the chicken that's number 3. Drag it in here. Now let's open the xTool software. We're going to go to the folder where we put the SVG file and we're going to drag it into the software. If it asks you if you want to scale it, make sure you say no, do not scale. The reason for this is because it's designed for 3mm basswood. See all these slots? These shapes are going to fit in these slots and they're at about 3mm. So if you mess with the scaling, it's going to change the width of these slots and then your stuff isn't going to fit together correctly. So you can see it's hanging off the wood over here. This is what I love about having a camera inside the laser engravers. You can see exactly what's going to happen when you're going to press that cut button. So we're going to see I just scaled it. Undo that. So we're going to move this around a little bit to get it to fit onto our wood. Make sure it's on laser flat for a material. We're going to choose 3mm basswood, height raised. We're going to put it on triangular prism and we're going to choose the thickness measuring. So once it's complete, you can see it grab the thickness there. Our camera changed a little bit once we told it that it was on the triangular prism. So we're going to have to move this stuff around a little bit. Rotate this by 90 degrees, move it over here. The same thing with this one. So now it looks like all of our stuff is going to fit on the board. We're going to select everything and we're going to tell it that we want it to cut. The setting is going to be reference, so that automatically sets the power and speed based on the material you choose. And we're going to leave it at 1 pass. Now all you have to do is hit process. It gives you a preview and then when you're ready, all you have to do is hit the start button and then press the start button on your machine. So I've taken out the triangular prisms from the xTool and I'm going to put in the light grip matte. So now I want to cover the egg holder with some colored Techwrap vinyl to make it look really nice and stand out. Techwrap is one of my favorite vinyl companies because they have tons of really cool different types of vinyl. I hardly ever use like plain solid colors anymore. Like, why use plain solid colors when you can get these cool holographic colors, or they have this colorful pearl line. I also love their metallic collection. Normally, if you were using a Cricut machine, you would have to place your vinyl in the upper left-hand corner of the mat. But since the xTool has a camera, you can place your vinyl anywhere on the mat and just make sure that your design lines up with the picture on the screen. So I'm just gonna stick my vinyl to the mat and then flip the mat over and peel off the backing so you can access the sticky side. This side is what's going to be stuck to the bottom of your laser. So just carefully slide your mat in and stick it down. Now I'm going to take the blade for the vinyl and I'm going to pop it in the holder. And you can see, once you get it in there, it magnets up and sticks there nice and easy. First, you want to refresh your camera by clicking this refresh button in the upper right-hand corner. Now we can see our material that's inside of the laser. I don't plan on putting vinyl on the legs, so I'm going to delete them by clicking this and pressing delete, and also deleting this one. Then I want to rotate my design by 90 degrees so it fits on the vinyl. So highlight both, and then where it says rotate, type in 90, then drag this over so that it lines up on the vinyl. Now we're going to go over here to where it says laser flat and change it to blade cut. Then we need to change our material. So click here, and I'm going to be using colored glossy PVC sheet, but I want to make some changes to this because its preset setting is too powerful. I noticed that when I selected this though, it moved my whole design over to the right. Make sure you double check that what you see on the screen looks how you want it to be cut out, because if it doesn't, it's going to cut this top of its head off. So drag this back over. It changed it from when I changed it from laser to blade. Now I'm going to highlight both of these, and I want to adjust my settings right here. So I'm going to cut mine at 275, and I only need to do one pass. So everything looks good on my screen, all my settings are right, so I can go over and click process. Now we're going to click start in the upper right hand corner, and then push the blue start button on your machine. Now we need to weed our vinyl. Weeding is where we cut away the excess vinyl until we're left with our design that we do want. Now we're going to use some transfer tape to get it from our mat onto our wood. I'll leave links to all of my favorite materials down below in my video description. I have to play around with these settings some more. This one was still a little too strong and it cut through the backing. We're going to cut these two pieces apart. When putting your transfer tape down, I like to do the taco method. So basically fold your transfer tape in half like a taco and press it down in the center first, and then slowly smooth it to the outside. Then take your scraper, starting in the center, and smooth it out. This is a brayer, it works really good.
For our next piece, now you want to take your vinyl and carefully line it up over your wood. Now we can assemble our project. Just slide the legs in. The legs are a bit wobbly. I would recommend using glue.
As you can see, this machine is fully enclosed, which is one of my favorite features. This protects your eyes from the laser and keeps fumes inside the machine and vented out the window or into a fume extractor, or sometimes called a smoke purifier. A smoke purifier is basically a big box with a huge filter that allows you to laser engrave without venting out a window. Smoke purifiers are sold separately, and theirs is currently listed at $799, which is $200 off their original price of $999. The filters for these are pretty expensive too, $136 for a 1-pack. Someday I hope to get the fume extractor, but for now it's out of my budget. Since I don't have that, I'll be putting my hose out the window. I bought this 3-inch inline duct fan to help pull smoke out of the machine and vent them out the window. It was $45 on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it in my video description. With my other laser, if I used it for a long time, sometimes the built-in fan wasn't enough and it had a tough time getting the smoke out by itself. This made my room smoky and would sometimes set off the smoke detectors. Keep that in mind when deciding where to place the laser in your craft room. If you don't have a smoke purifier, it needs to be next to a window. If you get the machine with the rotary, you can laser engrave round objects like tumblers. I always recommend getting the rotary with any laser engraver because tumblers are fun and one of the easiest things to sell. Now that I've gone over everything that I love about this machine, let's talk about the cons. They asked me for an honest review, so I can't be honest without discussing the cons. I don't like how a lot of the things with this machine are sold separately. Their base model starts at $1,099, and that will allow you to laser engrave and cut flat projects. That doesn't come with a rotary or air assist. The air assist gives you cleaner, smoother cuts, which you obviously want with a laser engraver. If you want the air assist, which I feel is an important component of the machine, you have to buy that separately for $135, which is their current sale price. It's normally listed at $179. That brings you up to $1,234. If you want to laser engrave round objects like tumblers, you'll need the rotary, which is sold separately for $287. So now you're looking at $1,521. In order to use the rotary, you have to raise up the machine with these wooden blocks. When you do this, it opens up the underneath of the machine so smoke can exit into your room through the bottom. To help solve this problem, xTool came out with a riser base with honeycomb panel. This allows the machine to be raised but still enclosed. I feel like this should be included with the rotary because it's a pretty important component needed to use the machine, but it's not. It costs an additional $159 on sale from the regular price of $229. If you add that $159 onto the $1,521 we were at before, Now you're looking at $1,680. At that price point, you might as well go up to their deluxe package for $1,399. That comes with the rotary and air assist, but it still doesn't come with the honeycomb panel. So if you want the honeycomb panel to go with your rotary, now you're looking at $1,558. This is everything I would want if I was shopping for one, so I would plan on spending about $1,600 after taxes. The only other thing that you could want is a smoke purifier, which was $800, so if you wanted that, you'd be better off going with their best package, the all-in-one bundle for $2,424. This includes everything above plus $346 in materials. So before making a purchase, you need to decide if you want to make flat objects or round objects. This is because the rotary and its accessories is what adds the most cost onto your purchase. I hope this video is helpful for you when deciding which model is best for your needs. If you found this video helpful, I'd love and appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turned on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.